Dear viewers, welcome to my session. Our today's topic is magnetic effect of currents, chapter 4, for physics second paper. This class is designed for students of national curriculum, English version. Let's start. Magnetic effect of current. We get this idea from the Weierstrass experiment. Now let's see what Weierstrass experiment says. Weierstrass experiment. Weierstrass put a current carrying wire beside a magnetic needle. He observed that when current flows through the wire, then the magnetic needles deflect. But if the current is stopped, the deflection also stops. Again, he observed that if the direction of current is changed, then the direction of deflection also changes. That means we can come to the conclusion that the magnetic field is produced by the current carrying wire. So we come to the point that number 1, a current carrying wire produces magnetic field around it. First point, a current carrying wire produces magnetic field around it. Second point, when the direction of current is reversed, the deflection also gets reversed. That means the magnitude and the direction of magnetic field and the direction of magnetic field depend on the amount of current and its direction. So finally we can say a current carrying wire produces magnetic field around it, and the magnitude and the direction of magnetic field produced by the current carrying wire depends on the amount of current and its direction through the wire. Now we will discuss magnetic field. What is magnetic field? Conceptually, you can say that the region over which a permanent magnet or a current carrying conductor has its influence, that means if another magnetic substance is brought, it experiences attraction or repulsion, is called magnetic field. That is a conceptual definition, but we usually use another definition. Now let's see the definition. The force experienced by a unit positive charge moving at uniform uniform velocity of 1 meter per second perpendicular to a magnetic field is called the magnitude of the magnetic field. The force experienced by a unit positive charge moving at uniform velocity of 1 meter per second perpendicular to a magnetic field is called the magnitude of a magnetic field. Let's consider a magnetic field B perpendicular to B plus Q coulomb of charge moving at velocity 1 b meter per second experience force F. Let's consider a magnetic field B perpendicular to B plus Q coulomb of charge moving at velocity b meter per second experiences force F. Then unit charge plus 1 coulomb of charge moving at velocity 1 meter per second experiences force equal to F by QB. Hence, from definition we can say B equal to F by QB. Let's see figure. That is magnetic field perpendicular to it. Direction of B is such that here 1 meter per second and 1 plus 1 coulomb. Then the force experienced by this 1 coulomb charge will give the magnitude of B. If plus Q coulomb charge move in the direction such that it makes angle theta with magnetic field B, then the component of velocity perpendicular to B will be B sin theta. Therefore, we can write B equal to F by QB B sin theta. Here, in place of B, we write B sin theta as the perpendicular component of velocity is B sin theta. Expressing it in vector form, we can write B. We can write F equal to QB cross B. From the right hand test rule, we can find the direction of F from the cross product of B and B. That is the direction of F. The direction of F will be perpendicular to the plane of B and B. Let's see it in figure A. This is B, that is the direction of Q, and this is magnetic field B. If we move from B to B, that will be anti-clockwise from right hand screw rule of cross vector. We get the direction of force will be upward. That means here the direction will be outward from the plane of boat. Here will be F will be outward to the boat, that is upward. If the direction of B and this is magnetic field, then it will be clockwise, then it will be downward. That means here it will be, and the direction of F will be downward to the boat. Downward, that means inside the boat. That means the thumb points the direction of F. Dear viewers, we can find out the direction of F from this right hand screw rule, but we cannot find the direction of B. For this, we have another formula which is known as right hand Maxwell's formula. That is, a right hand is stressed. A right hand stress right hand stress as which right hand stressed such that the thumb indicates the direction of charge, that is velocity, and the middle finger points out to the magnetic field. Then the force will be perpendicular to the palm. That is right hand Maxwell's formula. Right hand Maxwell's formula. That is, let us practice this formula practically. This is my right hand, and the direction of charge will be along the thumb, and the direction of magnetic field will be indicated by the middle finger. Then the force will be like that, perpendicular to the palm. Let's see. Let's try another time. This is the magnetic field, the direction of charge. This is the direction of magnetic field. Then the force will be perpendicular to the palm. Now, if the charge is negative, that is, if the charge flowing along the thumb is negative, then the force will be like that, downward. Okay. Now we know a magnetic field acting downward is expressed by cos. This is B is downward. and dot is used for a magnetic field to indicate its upward. Let's practice right hand rule in this magnetic field. If a charge, a positive charge is ejected to the magnetic field at velocity b, this is the direction of b. Another time we will project a negative charge at velocity b in the magnetic field. Then we will find out the direction of force in the magnetic field. Let's see. This is the direction of magnetic fields is downwards. That is downward, and this is the direction of positive charge. Then the force will be just upward, just upward. Then for this, the force will act like that. Again, in the that is negative chain. Negative charge, it is flowing like that. Then if it is negative, then it can be represented against the direction of positive charge. This is, if the positive charge is indicated like that, then negative charge can be shown in that way, like that. Then the force F will act downward. I think you all will practice this right hand rule for finding out the direction of B and F from the example. Now you practice it at home for a magnetic field showing upward. Okay. Now from the direction from the definition we get F equal to QBB sin theta. That means if B equal to 0, then F equal to 0. That means a stationary charge does not have a stationary charge does not experience magnetic force. If theta equal to 0 or 180 degree, F equal to 0, that means if the charge is made to move along the magnetic field, then there will be no force acting on it. Again, if the charge is made to move along the magnetic field or against the magnetic field, that is the angle between the magnetic field and the direction of charge is 0 or 180 degree, then no force will act on it. Finally, we get the magnetic force acting on a charge moving in a magnetic field. Now we will see how will a charge follow the path in a magnetic field while it keeps moving. Now a moving charge in a magnetic field. Let's take a magnetic field. It is downward. Now, if a charge is ejected like this, suppose it is positive charge, if it is ejected in this magnetic field, it experiences magnetic force, and this magnetic force is perpendicular to both B and B. That means if the force will act upward like that. Now, due to this force, the charge tends to incline to the force. That means it gradually gets inclined, and as the force always acts perpendicular to both B and B, the force also gradually bends towards the center, that is, it acts like a centrifugal force. It acts, that means the charge gradually bends towards a circular path, and the force acts like a centrifugal force. In that case, the magnetic force acting upon it supplies the necessary centrifugal force. Though we know that the magnetic force F equal to QBB. Here we have taken it for a perpendicular ejection of charge, that is theta equal to 90 degree, and the centrifugal force is mv square by r, where m is the mass of charge, b is velocity, and r is the radius of the circular path. Radius of the circular path. As the magnetic force supplies the centrifugal force, we can write Fm equal to Fc. That is UB B equal to mb square by r, that is r equal to mb by qb. From this we can find out the radius of the circular path that a charge, while it is made to move in a magnetic field, it follows. Now let's revise this. The trajectory of a charge in a magnetic field. When a charge is ejected in a magnetic field, the force acting upon it always perpendicular to both B and B. Hence, the charge tends to incline to the force, and gradually it inclines to the force and follows a circular path. The radius of the circular path will be mb by qb. So the path followed by a charge in a magnetic field will be a circular path, and the centrifugal force for the circular path is received from the magnetic force. Time level. Now unit and dimension for magnetic field. Unit for magnetic field is Tesla. 1 Tesla equal to 1 Newton per meter per ampere, and some other units, from some other units we get Weber per meter square. 1 Tesla equal to 10⁴ Gauss. Now what is 1 Tesla? When 1 coulomb of charge perpendicular to a field, magnetic field, to a field, move at unit velocity, If it experiences one Newton of force, then the magnitude of the magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla. What is 1 Tesla? When plus 1 coulomb of charge, 1 coulomb charge experiences 1 Newton of force while moving at uniform velocity of 1 meter per second perpendicular to a magnetic field then the magnitude of the magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla. Then the magnitude of the magnetic field is called 1 Tesla. Again, what is 1 Tesla? When a plus 1 coulomb charge experiences 1 Newton of force while moving at the uniform velocity of 1 meter per second perpendicular to a magnetic field, then the magnitude of the magnetic field is called 1 Tesla. Now you will try for what do you understand by 5 Tesla? We can by 5 Tesla we can say 5 Tesla we can say plus 1 coulomb charge moving at velocity 1 meter per second experiences force F equal to 5 Newton, or plus 5 coulomb charge moving at 1 meter per second experiences force 25 Newton, or 5 coulomb charge moving at 5 meter per second experiences force F equal to 125 Newton. That is the significance for. Dear viewers, in the next class we will discuss various mathematical problems regarding these topics, and if you find it helpful for you, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell button to get the notifications for our upcoming uploads from my channel. Don't forget to comment and what you want to know from me, and thank you all. I will hope that you will stay safe during this corona period. Moreover, if you can't understand this English version, you can also subscribe to this channel for Bengali version of this class. Thank you all.